Hello, welcome to Yoga Vinyasa Flow. Today, the theme is going to be more about loving kindness, and I've pulled these from different loving kindness meditations that I found, but they repeat themselves a lot, so I've pulled those. We're going to use a strap and a couple blocks today. We're going to get into some hip openers and some nice back bends. And I'm going to try really hard to get to shoulder stand series as well for those of you that would like to practice that. So I'm sitting on a nice folded blanket here. You don't have to be, it's going to be however it is that you're comfortable to sit. And then I want my ears, shoulders, and hips to be in alignment. I'm going to zip up from pubic bone behind the navel. I'm just going to settle in here for a moment. And as you're here, notice if there's anywhere in the body that you could soften just a little bit more. So is that the jaw, the tongue, the shoulders, the hips? And then bring the awareness to the breath. Do you breathe with the belly? Do you have an expansion of the rib cage on that inhale? Do you breathe with the shoulders? In and out through the mouth? In and out through the nose? Or a combination? Now really just sinking down into your space, finding a little bit more length. Could you expand the rib cage on your inhale? Hold that. And then slowly release. And we'll go again. Big inhale to expand. Hold. And slowly release. Last time. Inhale, expand. Hold. And slowly release. Great job. Fingertips to the side, palms turning up. Inhale, take the arms up overhead, touching palms together. Maybe look up there at them, and then bring those hands into heart center. So I gave you loving kindness as an intention, and you can certainly apply that however you would like, but I will be pulling things from loving kindness meditation. We all can use and give a little bit more loving kindness these days. And from here, when you're ready, we'll inhale, take it back up. Good. Separate the arms. Take your arms straight forward. Now, just rotate here from the shoulders. Watch yourself here. Are you rotating more from the shoulders or more from the elbows? Sometimes we don't know that habit pattern unless we look. Your elbows will rotate here with the shoulders, but notice which one's rotating more. Good. From here, turning palms up, hands to the shoulders. Let's open and close. So as you open the elbows back, think about squeezing the shoulder blades together. And then as you come forward, separating the shoulder blades, maybe touching the elbows if you can. Nice stretch there. And then just open and close. And then whenever you are ready, take some circles here. So my belly button is still in. I'm still nice and tall, and I'm controlling my body with this movement with my core. So because my core is engaged, I'm not flopping around like a fish here. Good. And then when you're ready, just shake all of that out. Big inhale and reach. Exhale. Let's get a side bend to the left. Sits bones are grounded. Really reach from the fingers all the way into the hips. And notice if you've got a habit pattern where you kind of shift forward a little bit here at the shoulder, to open that up and reach. Okay. From here, you choose your path. You can stay here. You can side bend deeper. Remember, you can always come out if you don't want to be here anymore. You can open to the back. Maybe a C curve roll, belly button in, reaching. Opening up to the side, moving through center, use those obliques, those side abs, and we'll take that right over to the other side. So again, watch the shoulder. We want it to be nice and open. Reaching from fingertips to hip. And when you're ready, good, you can choose to stay here. You can side bend deeper. You can open to the side or to the back rather. For belly button in, getting a little C curve, roll forehead in the direction of the knee and not touching. Inhale and lengthen. Exhale, engage, coming back up. Let's reach, let's rotate, taking the arms down, rolling shoulders back, looking a little bit more behind you. And lifting up, moving through center, taking that to the other side, hands come down, rolling shoulders back, looking a little bit more behind you. And lift, and coming back center. We're gonna take some spinal rolls here. So you can do this without holding on. I like my hands at my knees with my arms long to get a little bit more leverage that way. So I can really open up. I'm just gonna take these rolls to my right first. My belly button is still in, and I'm letting that pelvis move with me as I roll. Good. Let's do one more time. Good. Now let's reverse, taking it to the left. Good. Coming into the first loving kindness, pull from a meditation. May all beings be happy. May all beings be happy. Good. And then from here, coming back. Good. Let's get right into tabletop position. So you can always bring in that knee cushion for your wrists or your knees as needed. So my knees kind of need it to stay here. Good. So spreading the fingers nice and wide, rooting through the knuckles of pinky, pointer, and thumb. Knees can be directly under the hips, or they can be a little bit wider if you've got a little bit of a back issue. But I'm really going to press the floor away here. Put that protraction in the shoulders. Belly button is in. Inhale. Take that chest forward, tip the pelvis back, cow pose. Exhale, really round into cat pose. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Let's change that up. Left foot's going to come back. I'm going to press evenly into big toe and pinky toe mounds, letting that left hip slightly. I'll press back through that heel, even though the heel is not grounded. Good, and I'm pressing away from the floor. Now maybe I can take my right arm forward here. Now notice how this feels in the abs. How does it feel when you change that position to the side? How does it feel when you take that arm behind you? And then again, back to the side, back to center. Now, could you lift? Press that floor away. Here we go again. How does it feel here compared to arm here and arm here? And back to the side, back forward 3 times, rounding center. Inhale, exhale 1. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale 2. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale 3. Inhale, lengthen to the diagonal. 1. Inhale, center. Exhale 2. Inhale, center. Exhale 3. Hold it. The toe can ground if you need to. And bring that back down. Good. Let's get a little roundy here. If you need to come back into a little child's pose, cupcaking the fingertips, feel free to do that as well. And when you're ready, coming back forward, we will repeat that series on this side. So right foot's going to come back now, pressing evenly into big toe and pinky toe mound, letting that right hip drop slightly. Get some pressing back and getting a nice stretch. The left arm comes forward. Good. Now, left arm to the side. Left arm to the back. To the side. To the front. Good. Maybe lifting that back leg. Good. Press the floor away. Arm to the side. To the back. To the side. To the front. 3 times, rounding here. Inhale, exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale and lengthen. Exhale, round. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, round. Inhale, lengthen. To the diagonal. 1. Inhale, lengthen. 2. Inhale, lengthen. 3. Hold it. Toe can come down if it needs to. Bring that back in. Take that down. You can round here or sink back a little bit, rounding, cupcaking. And then from here, when you're ready, coming back forward. Again, take a nice cow pose and nice mad cat pose. So take a moment here to orient yourself where you need to be for your downward facing dog. So if you're a taller person, you'll want to come a little bit more forward here with the hands, about a half a hand's width or full hand's width forward. Good. If you're shorter, you might be okay where you are, but I'm going to tuck my toes. I'm going to shift back. I'm pressing in and forward into my hands, rooting through knuckles of pinky, pointer, and thumb. I'm going to lift the knees. My hips are still coming back. Good. I'm looking down at my feet, so I'm pressing evenly into big toe and pinky toe mounts, hip, knees, and toes track. My shoulders are back. I'm externally rotating from the shoulder, so that's going to take your elbow more in line with your pointer and your thumb, so you get that nice, stable upper body engagement. Head and neck are free. You can start to lengthen. You can walk your dog here. You can come high on the toes and drop the heels. Find yours. Stillness is always an option. And we're still drawing up from the pubic bone behind the navel. So we don't want to lose the belly here. So may all beings be happy. Good. And find stillness. Inhale, look forward, bend the knees. Walk or step your feet forward to meet your hands. You can come to a block or two here if you can't touch the floor. I'm just going to go ahead and put these up here. Good. Now leave a little bend in the knees, maybe grabbing opposite elbows here, finding a little bit more traction in the spine. And if it would feel good to you, you can rock side to side. Good. So we'll come back to center. We'll release the elbows. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway, long spine. Hands come to the floor, a block. Remember, we've got 3 heights in those blocks, to the shins or to the thighs. Exhale and we'll bow. Again, inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale and we'll bow. From here, rooting into the feet, engaging the glutes, long spine. We'll come all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Okay, finding your breath. Legs can come a little bit closer together now if you need to. Finding that loving kindness and tension. May all beings live with peace. May all beings live with peace. Big inhale and we'll reach. Exhale and we'll fold. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale, we'll bow. Inhale, plant the hands, step back to plank, hold the plank. Get really press that floor away. I'm pressing back through the heels, maybe taking the chest a little bit forward. Finding a little bit more length. So again, elbows are going to turn more forward. Knees can be grounded or lifted here. Try not to collapse to the shoulders. Elbows are going to come straight back. And come down. Untucking the toes. Hands can come a little forward and to the side. Find your cobra, a baby cobra. Shoulders are back. A medium cobra. A high cobra. And we'll lower back down. From here, tucking the toes through a push-up or coming back through tabletop, like I'm going to do here. Find your downward facing dog. Now find your good form. Inhale, look forward, bend the knees. Walk, step, or hop your feet forward to meet your hands. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale, and bow. Inhale, root, engage, and rise. Exhale, hands to heart center. We'll do a few of those a little bit faster. You choose to take or skip the flow. Inhale and reach. Exhale and fold. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale and bow. Inhale, plant the hands, step or hop back to plank. Take or skip a flow. Good. From downward facing dog when you're ready. Inhale, look forward, bend the knees. Walk, step, or hop your feet forward to meet your hands. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale. Inhale, root through the feet, engage the glutes, rise all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. And again, inhale and we'll lift. Exhale and we'll fold. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale and we'll bow. Inhale, plant the hands, step or hop back to plank. You choose, take or skip a flow. I'm going to skip this one. Remember, flowing is always optional. Down dog, plank, child's pose are all great places to be if you're not going to flow. From your down dog, inhale, look forward, bend the knees. Walk, step, or hop your feet forward to meet your hands. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale, little bow. Inhale, root, engage, and rise. Exhale, hands to heart center. Last one here, and we'll change it up, and we'll lift. And exhale, and we'll fold. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale, and we'll bow. Inhale, step or hop back to plank. You choose. Take or skip a flow. Good. And so once you've made it to your down dog, you have your strap handy here. We're going to use it into warrior one. So I'm going to take my left leg back in 3-point. I'm going to bend that knee. I'm going to open to the left. So my foot's coming towards my right. Strong, even upper body. Careful not to let the left shoulder come up. And then from here, when you're ready, keeping the knee bent, hip and knee are going to come back even to the floor. Inhale, exhale, round. Step or pick up and put the left foot forward between the hands. You can use a block for stability here to come up if you need it. I'm going to take my strap right around my neck here. And then I'm going to warrior press the back foot. So hip, knee, and toe are going to turn out about 45 degrees. Heel to arch, or a little bit wider. Be stable as you rise, warrior one. Front hip will come back a little bit. Good. Front hip, knee, and toe are going to track forward. Front knee is not past the ankle. Good. So we're zipped up with the front. Let's open up into a little back bend here. And reach. Good. Now, I'm using a strap here because my wrists don't always like for me to bind back here. If you're someone that can comfortably bind the hands behind your back here, so no wrist issues, no shoulder issues, feel free to do that. You won't need the strap. But for those of us that need help, we're going to use the strap. So I'm going to reach down. I'm going to roll my shoulders back, maybe lifting slightly. Remember, front hip is going to come back here. I'm strong in the back foot. Try not to change the angle in the front knee. And I'm going to come down. Now, reaching those hands and arms towards the ceiling. I'm going to come back up. I'm going to release as I reach. Inhale. Exhale, reach as you come forward. Good. Planting those hands, swiveling up the back foot, front foot steps back. You choose. Take or skip a flow. from downward facing dog. Take a moment, reset yourself. And then when you're ready, the right leg's gonna lift 3-point, bending that knee. Opening up to the right, strong, even upper body here. Breathe. So may all beings be happy. May all beings live in peace. May all beings be free. May all beings be free. From here, keep that knee bent as you take the knee and the hip back down. Inhale, exhale, round. Step or pick up and put the right foot forward between the hands. You can bring that block in for stability if you need it. Grab the strap while you're down here. Good. Warrior prep that back foot. And when you're ready, with stability, we're gonna rise. Warrior one. Front hip will come back. Zipping up through the front body, let's open up into that nice back. Inhale, exhale and reach. Good, grab that strap if you're gonna use it. Coming from behind, good. Pressing down, rolling shoulders back. Remember, your front hip is back. Good, and we'll take that down. Right on the inside of that leg. Reaching. Belly button is in. You're still breathing here. And when you're ready, reach into the ceiling with those hands and that strap, taking it back up. Release, reach, inhale, exhale, lengthen as you take those arms forward, swiveling up the back foot, front foot steps back. You choose, take or skip a flow. Remember, if you're flowing, halfway down is all you need. Reset yourself with that downward facing dog. So from here, when you're ready, inhale, look forward, bend the knees, walk, step or hop your feet forward to meet your hands. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale, roll bow. Inhale, root, engage and rise. Exhale, hands to heart center. Finding your breath, your mountain, your intention. So excellent work here. I'm going to shed a layer here. We're going to start a different pattern. So from here, when you're ready, this will involve puppy pose. So have a block or folded blanket ready if you need that for support. Big inhale and reach. Exhale and we'll fold. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale, roll bow. Inhale, step or hop back to plank. You choose, take or skip a flow. I'm going to skip this one. And now, just as a reminder, when you come back to your down dog, remember, elbows, shoulders are going to turn more towards your pointer and middle fingers to be nice and strong there. Left leg's going to lift 3-point, bending that knee, opening up, big inhale. And we'll release, taking that leg down. Other side, right leg lifts 3-point, bending that knee, opening up. Good, and then we'll release. From here, drop down onto the knees. We're gonna come into the puppy before we come up and do a warrior series. So different things for different people. We'll show you easiest to hardest. So some of you are gonna take your blocks. This works best with 2 blocks. Take your forearms to the blocks. You can also take the forearms to the floor. Hips are gonna stay over the knees. You're gonna take your chest forward, tipping the pelvis back. This might be your puppy, okay? Others might take a block like this, or a folded blanket like this. And since this is here, I'll just use this one. Good. And then maybe you, so starting from the forearm, good. Use that blanket or block as support, and then you can take your arms a little bit more forward. So I'm still shining forward, good, tipping the pelvis back. Those of you that can take the chest to the floor and don't need the props, this is the hardest one. Good. You can take that down. Good. Taking the chest to the floor. Good. Hips stay over the knees. The full expression, chin is to the floor, you're looking forward. Now, if you've got a neck issue, it might be better for you to keep your forehead on the floor here. But just know, this is considered full expression of puppy. It's also okay to kind of pull on the edges of your mat sometimes. I like that for a little bit of extra engagement. Belly button stays in. If you're not strong in the front, this goes right to the back and it will not be comfortable or safe. So be mindful of that. Back off or come out completely if you need to. And for those of you that went into the full expression, come off the chin, go to the forehead. One hand at a time is going to come underneath the chest and we'll come back up. We're going to find downward facing dog. So find your downward facing dog. And here we go into a warrior and hip opener series. So let's start. Left leg lift 3-point. Let's open again. Maybe you can open a little bit more this time. Maybe not. And then from here, when you're ready, keeping the knee bent as you swing that around. Step or pick up and put the left foot forward between the hands. I'm going to bring a block in here, and I'm going to go ahead and have the block on the other side because this series is going to include a triangle and a pyramid variation. So I'm just going to go ahead and prep while I'm here. Warrior prep that back foot about 45-ish degrees, that whole hip. When you're stable, rise through warrior 1 and then open up into your warrior 2. So remember, your front hip's going to come back hip will come forward. It's the twisting at the torso that gives you that rotation in warrior 2. Okay. Looking off the tip of the front finger. Let's turn those palms towards the ceiling. Let's lengthen, root into those legs, coming all the way up, looking up there, balance, challenge. And then we'll come back into warrior 2. Watch that front knee tracking. Let's do that again. Taking it back up. And coming back warrior 2. Good. From here with the bent front knee, that'll be harder, or a lengthened front leg. Find your exalted. If you're an arm binder or wrapper here, find what you need or what you like. May all beings be free from suffering. May all beings be free from suffering. Inhale, exhale, find that warrior 2. We'll lengthen that front leg. So here's where we're going to come into the triangle. So this might be a good alignment for you. It might not be. So maybe you need to come in closer. Maybe you need to come out wider. Maybe you need to change where your foot and heel are with respect to each other. I'm just going to come back a little bit. I'm just a little bit different with my triangle. Good. Front hip's going to come back hip's going to come forward. Root those legs in. Long spine. Zip up. Long spine. Reach, reach, reach. When you can come no more, take a thigh, take a shin, take a block. You've got 3 heights on that block to help you, or the floor. We're going to open up. Good. Front hip is still back hip is forward. Lengthen. Doing a little bit more lengthening, taking that arm up overhead. Ooh. We'll open that back up. Looking down at that front foot, putting a bend in that front knee. We're going to cartwheel this down, swiveling up the back foot. Good. So we're going to come into a twist here, and I'm going to give different options to different people. Get into the mindset that the twisting happens from the spine, the thoracic, not from the hips. So when you do this next twist, I want you to try not to shift the hips. And that's a habit pattern that can be hard to get out of, but I want you to try it. So you can take your right hand to a block or to the floor. Good. Your left hip's going to come back and then open to the left. Those of you that have more rotation in the spine, you can take your right hand on the outside of the left foot on the floor to a block and open up here. Okay, so find it where you need to find it. Strong through the back leg, strong through that back heel. Twisting from the spine, not from the hips. Inhale, exhale, we'll take that down. Good. Now, I'm gonna take my blocks. I'm gonna make sure my front hip is back. I'm gonna lengthen that front leg. My back heel is still not grounded here. I'm gonna lengthen through the spine. Good. Now I feel it more into that hamstring. Some of you are gonna stay right here. That's great. Remember, your blocks have low, medium, and high. Those of you that wanna fold in deeper, I'm gonna encourage you not to round the spine to do that. To keep a longer spine, take your hands or blocks more forward, finding that length. Now the head can come down between the biceps. And I'm still rolling those shoulders back. And then from here, when you're ready, I'm gonna bring my hands and blocks back in. I'm gonna lift the torso. I'm gonna put a bend in that knee. My back knee is gonna come down. We're gonna come into a pigeon pose from here. I'm just gonna move my blocks out of the way. Good. I'm gonna heel toe this left foot over. Remember, we want a little bit of an angle here. And then I'm gonna take this back. So if you cannot comfortably come down here or comfortably support your hips with something, and so that maybe that left hip is really kind of in the air and flopping around, please come onto your back. Please honor where you are. Good. So this leg's gonna come straight back here. My belly button is in. We are in a high pigeon. For some of you, this is all you're gonna do. If you're on your back, you're not going to do this part, but maybe you can walk your hands around a little bit here. Maybe you fold. Coming back up, walking that more forward. Good. A reset. Walking the hands over to the other side. You won't go as far. This is going to feel a little bit deeper. Maybe you take it, the fold, maybe you don't. And coming back up and moving that back to center. Good. From here, tuck the back toe, lift up, front foot steps back. If you're on your back, make your way to your downward facing dog. Notice how that feels. When you're ready, from here, the right foot, let me turn. Switch side. So I will switch sides. You can stay where you are. Apologies about that. Good. So coming back into loving kindness. May all beings be happy. May all beings be free. May all beings be free from suffering. May all beings find compassion. The right leg's going to lift 3-point, bending that knee. Let's open. Maybe you can open it a little bit more this time. Watch that right shoulder from coming up. I just caught mine. And then when you're ready, lengthen. Good. Around, step, or pick up and put that foot forward between the hands. Good. We are going to warrior prep that back foot. I'm going to go ahead and have a block handy here for my triangle when I get there and make sure that my other block's not too far away. And when I'm ready, I'm going to rise and find my warrior 2. So my front hip is going to come back. Good. And then I'm going to turn the torso and reach. Front hip, knee, and toe track forward. Try not to turn that toe in or out. And you should be able to look down and see that toe. Palms up. Let's lengthen. Looking up there. Woo. No matter how many times I do this, it's always just a little bit scary because sometimes I feel like I'm going to fall over in one direction or the other. And we'll come back, warrior 2. And when you're ready, we'll take that back up and reach. Good. And come back, warrior 2. Good. From here, with a bent front knee or a lengthened front leg, take that back into exalted warrior. You can rack here or bind here. And if you did that on the other side, I'm going to encourage you to take that here, so you've got that little balance. Inhale, Exhale, finding warrior two. Lengthening that front leg. Front hip's gonna come back hip's gonna come forward. I'm rooting in my feet. I'm lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. When you can come no more at the long spine, take a thigh, take a shin, take the block, take the floor, opening up. Front hip is still back hip is still forward. Maybe experimenting by taking that arm up overhead. And when you're ready, taking that back up, looking down at that front foot, putting a bend in that front knee. Good. We'll kind of cartwheel that around, framing the front foot. Back foot's going to swivel up. Good. So again, find your length in the torso. Square off your hip. Finding that twist here. So remember, some of you are going to take the left hand down to the floor to a block. Open through the torso, not the hips to the right. Some of you are going to take that hand on the outside of the right foot and take that twist. Find yours. Our front hip is back hip is forward. And then when you're ready, good. We're going to take that down. Back knee is going to come down. Good. We're going to go into that pigeon again, or figure four for some of you. So I'm going to heel toe, this foot over. Finding the pigeon. Good. Find that little angle. So your left leg is going to come straight behind you. My belly button is in. There's a little bit of a squaring off of the hips here. So this is high pigeon. And when you're ready, good. Maybe walk that over a little bit towards the left. Maybe folding, maybe not. And coming back up, moving through center. Maybe walking over to the right. Maybe you stay there, maybe you fold in. And coming back up, walking back through center. Good. From here, tucking the toe, lifting, front foot comes back, find your down dog. So if you're on your back on figure four, find your downward facing dog. Find a good breath, make it your best down dog. And then when you're ready, we're going to come down to the knees, come down to the knees. And if it feels good to you to get a little child poster, go ahead and take that. But we're going to set ourselves up for camel. So for camel, because we're going to be here for a little bit, I'm going to bring my knee cushion back in here. Remember, if you don't have to have a fancy, Mexican yoga blanket. Any blanket will work. Bath towels, beach towels, pillows will all work. So just use what you have at home. Good. Now, for camel, the first one we're going to do is half camel. So we're going to do half on each side before we come into the full. So a couple things you can do here. Sometimes, the full half isn't good for some people, and maybe you need to do a modified full. So you can take your hands here or here, however, feels good for you, and your wrist, elbows, and shoulders. You want to take your hips forward. So when you think you can't take your hips more forward, I want you to take them more forward, because most people can still take them more forward. Camel is dangerous if you practice this from your hips behind the knees. Okay, so hips are forward, zipping up, rolling shoulders back. Good. So this might be your camel. Okay. Those of you that are going to go into the half, I like to come up on my toes because then I don't have as far back to reach. If you can't reach that foot, have your block in here. Good. And you can, come back and do it this way. Okay. It's a little modification. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to come back onto the left side first. So zipping up the front body, hips come forward. Right arm comes up, left hip comes back. If it doesn't feel good to your body to take your whole head back there, keep that chin tucked looking forward. Strong front body that avoids crunching in the back body. And here we go. I'm going to nod my chin. I'm going to come forward. We're going to do that on the other side. So you can put a block back there or not. And when you're ready, good. Left arm comes back, hips are forward, right hand's coming back to the right ankle. Belly button is in. And then when you're ready, tuck that chin looking forward and coming back up. So your full camel will be there a little bit longer. So if you still need to do the half camel, I'll tell you kind of halfway through when to change. But again, feet can be down or up. I like mine up. Again, for full, again, you can have the hands here, hips forward, come back, or you can take your hands back there. Hands can also come onto a block or block, but find your half or full camel. And we're going to breathe. If you went into a half camel, come up, go into the other side now. And then from here, everybody, tucking that chin and carefully come forward. We're going to find a nice, juicy child's pose here, a roundy child's pose. So knees can be as wide as the mat or somewhere in between, and just round. Counter that deep extension with some nice flex. When you're ready, we're going to come to a seat. I'm going to refold my blanket here because I'm going to sit on it. You don't have to do that. It just makes me feel better when I do. And then I'm going to grab my strap. And actually, I'm going to do this one at an angle so you can see a little bit better what I'm doing. So I'm going to start with my left leg forward. My right foot's going to come in here. Good. I want to flex the feet. So I'm going to, even if you can touch your toes today, we're doing something a little bit different. So notice if you have a foot that likes to kind of curl in here, see if you can take that a little bit more even. So if you take your strap and you put it right along the ball of the foot, then that's easy to kind of pull the pinky better in alignment with the big toe. So I'm going to square off the hips a little bit. So my left hip's going to come back just a smidge. I'm relaxing the shoulders. We're going to keep a long spine today as we fold forward. So the belly button is in. You can choke up on that strap. Good. Now, once you get here, notice how this feels. Now, could you take your left leg is forward? Could you take your right rib cage back just a little bit? Notice how that might slightly change it. Good. So this is flexion from the hip. We're keeping a long spine here as best as we can. Your body might want to sink in a little bit. That's okay. And when you're ready, good. We'll come up out of there and we'll switch sides. Now your right leg's going to come forward. Your left foot's going to come in. I'm going to take that strap right around the ball of the foot. Good. So I'm pulling my pinky finger into my pinky toe and big toe in that alignment. Good. I'm nice and tall. I'm zipped up. Good. Long spine as I fold in here. You can always choke up on that strap. Good. Now from here, notice how you feel. Now notice how it feels if you take your left rib cage back just a little bit. And when you're ready, good. We'll release out of there. We're done with the strap, so you can put that to the side. We're going to come down onto our back now. So if you know that a modified shoulder stand, or you just want to do a legs up the wall variation, have your block with you. Not everybody should do full shoulder stand, and you don't want anything under the neck. And just so that I am a little bit safer, good, they'll be right here. Okay, so just making sure my neck buckle and everything wasn't back there. So we're going to come back here. Good. So if you're going to do the modified, and I recommend the modified for, first of all, if you just want to do the modified. Second, I'll take my ponytail out. Second, if you've got uncontrolled blood pressure, glaucoma, any eye pressure issues, neck issues, a ladies' day, then this can be a little bit uncomfortable too. So you can take your block at this setting or this setting and just press into the feet and lift up. You can also do this with a folded blanket, just like I showed you for puppy. And you can just roll the shoulders back and take one leg at a time up here. Okay? And it's nice, roll the legs. You can even do, some core work up here if you want to, nice little bicycles. So that's option one. Those of you that are wanting to come into the full series. So I cannot get into it without a little bit momentum. Those of you that have stronger cores, stronger upper bodies can certainly pop up there without the momentum. But once you get up there, you want to make sure that you're on your shoulders and not your neck. How do you know? Well, first of all, your neck's not going to be very comfortable. That bone at the base of the neck is probably going to be popping out. And if that's happening, you're no longer on the shoulders. So you want to back off or come out if you can't stay there. Now, I've got some limitation in my shoulders, but ideally you want your elbows directly in line with the shoulders. And you can point and flex the feet here and roll the ankles. Good. Some of you will stay here. Some of you are going to take the feet behind you into a plow pose. If the feet do not touch or comfortably touch behind you, keep your hands on your low back for safety. If they do touch, you can take your arms long in front of you. Some people can even clasp the hands there. That's fine too. Make sure I'm not back on the neck. And then if you're in plow and want to move on, maybe bend the knees towards the ears, ear pressure pose. I know a few people can get their knees all the way to the floor. I'm clearly not one of those people. And then once you're ready, good. In the way that's best for you, good. You're going to carefully roll out of there with control. And we'll bend those knees and rock side to side and take the head and neck from side to side. So the counter to that is fish pose. And some of you will do some of these, some of you won't. That's okay. If what we just did is enough for you, just stay here with knees into the chest, rock. Those of you that want to go into a fish variation, I'll show you a few. So you can keep on this first one, you can have crisscross applesauce legs or legs long. I'm going to kind of sit on my hands here. Good. I'm going to roll my shoulders back. Now I'm going to press into my elbows and forearms. I'm going to take that chest towards the ceiling and my head can come back. So there's fish one. Okay. Fish two. I'm going to come up here. Good. I'm doing the same thing. Now I'm taking my legs long. This requires a strong core. If you don't have a strong core, this goes straight to the back. Fish three, head comes down, arms and legs are up, belly button in. Flying fish, some call this one. Good. And then when you're ready, good. You can bend those knees, feet down, carefully come down and find your knees into your chest and rock side to side. Let's take head and neck from side to side. We're going to go into a basic supine twist here. So from here, knees in tabletop, arms out to the side. Just let those knees come over to the right. Good. Again, may all beings be loved. May all beings be loved. May all beings be happy. May all beings be healthy. May all beings live with peace. When you're ready, one leg at a time, or using your abs to bring them both in, bring them back center, and taking them to the other side. May all beings be free. May all beings be free from suffering. May all beings find compassion. And when you're ready, one leg at a time, using the abs to bring it back in, and we'll wiggle. Good. We're going to go into Shavasana from here. So bring in any props that you need to make yours comfortable. You can let everything come long and flop open. You can put a bend in the knee. You can be on your side. You can be on your belly. And then once you get where you're going, see if you can make yourself about 10% more comfortable. And I'll leave you with this final loving kindness thought. May our lives be blessed with ease and filled with loving kindness. May our lives be blessed with ease and filled with loving kindness. And taking some deep breaths here. Choose stillness or gently take head and neck from side to side. Choose stillness or invite movement of fingers and toes. Choosing stillness or bending in both knees. Choosing to keep the upper body grounded or maybe lifted into a full body hug. And choosing stillness, removing any props out of the way if you use standing for Shavasana time. Taking legs long in front of you, arms long behind you, and reach and lengthen from the edge of the fingertips, the edge of the toes, full body stretch, point and flex the feet. Bend and stretch the hands, swirling wrists and ankles in one direction, and then in the other. And then from here, whenever you're ready, carefully bending in both knees, and you choose rolling over to the right or left side, the side that works best for your body in this moment. Taking all the time that you need here, and when you're ready, pressing yourself up to a comfortable seat where we started our practice. Noticing for a moment how you feel. Fingertips to the side, palms turning up. Inhale and reach, looking up there, taking those hands back down into heart center. Reconnecting with the loving kindness meditation thought one more time. We'll take them to the forehead for good and true thoughts, to the lips for good and kind words, and to the heart for open and loving heart. Knowing no effort on this mat is ever wasted, no gain is ever reversed. May you be safe, may you stay well, may your life be blessed with ease and filled with loving kindness. Namaste.